Have you ever felt ordinary? Like everyone around you is faster, smarter, more talented, and somehow you're always a step behind. This is the story of a boy who felt exactly that way. A boy who thought his dreams were too big for someone as average as him. But life had a secret waiting for him. A secret hidden in tiny, almost invisible steps. Steps that would change everything. So sit back and let this simple story remind you that your biggest dreams may not be measured in miles, but in inches. He lived in a quiet suburban neighborhood, a place where every morning looked the same. School buses, fresh coffee, students rushing with backpacks, and the world always moving a little too fast for him. He wasn't the top of his class. He wasn't the best athlete. He wasn't the kid everyone talked about. He was invisible, and the more he looked around, the smaller he felt. At school, he watched classmates solve equations as if math was a language only they understood. He watched science club members build robots while he struggled to understand the manual. Every achievement of others felt like a reminder of his own limitations, and slowly, comparison became a habit, a heavy one. One evening, sitting alone at his desk, he stared at his unfinished homework and whispered to himself, "Maybe some people are just born for greatness, and I'm not." He closed his books, frustrated. He felt tired, not from working too much, but from believing too little. That night, he went for a walk. The sky was clear. Stars shimmered like tiny sparks of promise. And yet, all he could think about was how far away they felt. He wondered, why do my dreams feel so unreachable? Why does everyone else seem ahead of me? And that's when everything changed. As he stood by a bench, lost in thought, an elderly neighbor, Mr. Lewis, walked by and smiled. "You look troubled," he said gently. The boy nodded. After listening quietly, Mr. Lewis asked, "Tell me, how do you measure your dreams?" The boy shrugged. "By how far I still have to go, I guess, and compared to others." "It's a long way." Mr. Lewis chuckled softly. "Ah, that's the problem. You're measuring the wrong thing." He picked up a small twig from the ground. "Greatness," he said, drawing a line in the dirt, "is not measured by how much others have achieved, but by how far you've moved from where you started." Then he added a sentence the boy would never forget. "Don't measure people, measure progress." That night, the boy sat at his desk again, but this time, something felt different. He didn't try to finish the whole chapter. He didn't try to become a genius overnight. He simply studied 10 minutes more than yesterday. Just 10 minutes. The next day, he solved one extra math problem. The day after, he watched a 5-minute science video. The day after that, he tried building a small model rocket, even if it fell apart twice. They were small steps, so small that nobody noticed. But he noticed. For the first time, he wasn't competing with anyone. He was competing with yesterday's version of himself. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. And slowly, something remarkable began to happen. His grades improved not dramatically, but steadily. His confidence grew not loudly, but quietly. He began answering questions in class. He started joining discussions in the science club. He felt proud of things he once ignored. Every evening, he wrote in a small notebook, "What did I do today that moved me 1 inch forward?" And day after day, the inches began to add up. He soon learned that confidence doesn't come from being the best. It comes from proving to yourself again and again that you can do better than you did before. His teachers noticed. His parents noticed. But most importantly, he noticed. Those tiny inches carried him forward when giant leaps weren't possible. One quiet morning, as sunlight filtered into his room, he opened his email and froze. There it was, a message from a nearby space research center. They had seen one of his science projects online. They wanted to offer him a student internship. He stared at the screen, speechless. He hadn't become the smartest student in school. He hadn't turned into a prodigy, but he had become something far more powerful, consistent. And that consistency opened a door he once believed was meant only for others. As he walked into the research center on his first day, he looked up at a model of a rocket and smiled. Maybe dreams don't need giant leaps after all. Maybe they just need thousands of small steps, taken faithfully, one day at a time. So if you're listening to this today and you feel ordinary, or average, or behind, remember this. No dream is too big for someone who shows up every day, not with perfection, not with talent, but with consistency. Greatness is not a moment. It's a habit. Your journey doesn't have to start with a leap. It can start with one tiny, simple step. Just 1 inch forward, repeated again and again, until one day, you look back and realize you've traveled miles. Measure progress, not people, and you'll discover that greatness was never out of reach. It was growing inside you, one small step at a time.